I'm going to tell you something that you probably won't hear too often. You can buy the best company in the world and still go broke. Walmart is, by almost every fundamental metric, a masterpiece of American capitalism. It's a high quality compounder that has successfully navigated the shift from rural brick and mortar to global digital dominance. But as of today, the market has stopped pricing Walmart as a retailer. It's actually being priced as a safety shelter because the macro environment is shaky. Investors are piling into Walmart at any price just to feel safe. But listen, paying over 40 times earnings for a company that grows revenue around 5% is not safety. It's a mathematical suicide mission. In this video, we aren't just looking at the ticker. We're performing the full audit. We're going to look at why this is a quality business that is currently sitting on a junk valuation. If you're looking to build real wealth, you need to understand the difference between a great company and a great stock. Today, Walmart is a great company, but it is also a dangerous stock. Let's set the stage. The retail sector is currently divided into two camps: those that are being eaten by Amazon and those that have learned to hunt like Amazon. Walmart falls into the latter. We are currently seeing a massive shift in consumer behavior. Inflation stayed sticky for longer than people expected. This has created a trading down effect. Families who used to shop at Whole Foods or high-end grocers are moving into the Walmart ecosystem. This is the flight to value for the consumer. Simultaneously, we have a flight to safety for the investor. When the S&P 500 gets volatile, institutional money flows into defensive staples. Walmart is the king of these staples. But here's the problem. So much money has flowed into the stock that it is now more expensive than the risky growth stocks everyone is afraid of. We're in an environment where the economic reality is being ignored in favor of psychological comfort. Let's take a moment to dive into that. In my audit, I like to strip away the marketing and look at the cold, hard cash. Walmart's profitability is, frankly, staggering for its size. For a company to generate over $600 billion in revenue and maintain a return on equity of over 20%, you have to be doing something right. But look closer at the composition of that profit. The old Walmart made money selling boxes of cereal at a 2% margin. The new Walmart is making money on Walmart Connect. This is their advertising arm. When a brand pays Walmart to be the first search result on the app, that's nearly a 100% margin for Walmart. In the last year, their advertising revenue surged over 50%. This is why the quality is so high. They're successfully hijacking the Amazon playbook. They aren't just a store, they're a media platform. If you only look at the stores, you're missing the point. Growth in the retail space is usually boring, 2% or 3%. But Walmart's digital transformation is the real story. Their e-commerce business grew 27% recently. Why? Because they have 4,700 mini warehouses across America. They're stores. They can get a gallon of milk to your front door faster than Amazon because they're already in your neighborhood. This is a moat that took 50 years to build. It's unassailable. From a balance sheet perspective, Walmart is a fortress. They have the ability to raise capital at rates that would make most tech companies jealous. Their debt-to-equity ratio is 0.81, and that is incredibly conservative. They are a dividend king. They have increased that payout for over 50 years. For an investor like me, that's usually a signal to buy and hold forever. But, and this is a big but, even a dividend king can be a bad investment if the entry price is wrong. Let's pause real quick. We've just spent the last few minutes talking about how amazing Walmart is. Some people are probably tempted to go open their brokerage and hit the buy button. Don't. First off, this isn't financial advice. Second off, never buy a stock based off of a good story you read or hear online. You have to look at the bad side of the stock as well. If you aren't willing to look at the ugly side of the valuation or the narrative or the risk to the business, you aren't an investor. You're a gambler. You've been told that safe companies like Walmart are where you put your money when the world is ending. But here's the life lesson. Comfort is the enemy of returns. In the stock market, you pay a comfort tax. When a company feels safe, everyone else wants it. When everyone wants it, the price goes up. When the price goes up, the future returns go down. Buying Walmart at over 40 times earnings is like buying a house in the middle of a massive real estate bubble, just because the house has a nice foundation. Yes, the foundation is great, but you're still overpaying for the asset. I want to be a contrarian in some cases. I want to buy great companies when people are scared of them. Right now, people are too in love with Walmart. Love is expensive. Indifference is cheap. Wait for the market to be indifferent to Walmart again, then just be patient. To understand how distorted Walmart is, we have to look at its rivals. First, Costco. Costco is often cited as the gold standard. It trades at high multiples, usually in the 40s. But Costco's model is different. A large chunk of their profit comes from membership fees. It's a recurring revenue business, almost like a software company. Walmart is trying to trade at a Costco multiple, but it still relies heavily on the traditional retail transactions. It hasn't earned that premium yet. What we're seeing is a multiple dislocation. The market has decided that Walmart is a flight to safety play. This gap is unsustainable. History tells us that these valuations eventually snap back. When that happens, Walmart will go down regardless of its fundamental stability. Here's how you lose money on Walmart. Let's do the math. If Walmart earns $3 per share and the market pays 47 times the earnings, that's a stock price of $141. If the market gets bored of safety and Walmart moves back to a historical average of around 34 times earnings, which is where it has lived for the last 5 years, the stock price drops to 102. That's a 28% drop without the company doing anything wrong. The thesis killer for Walmart isn't that people will stop shopping there. It's that the market stops being willing to pay a tech premium for a grocery store. If e-commerce growth slows from 27 to 15%, that 40 plus multiple will evaporate overnight. You are currently sitting on a valuation cliff. So what's the play? I don't own Walmart, and at its current levels, I'm not willing to buy it either. Again, real returns are made by buying quality companies when everyone else hates them. That said, if I were to put a price target out there, I think is a fair value, it would be around the 100 to 110 mark. That puts the multiple back into the mid 30s where it has lived for the last 5 years or so. If you buy Walmart today, you're essentially betting that the flight to safety will never end. I think it's a bad bet. Markets are cyclical. Fear turns into greed. And when greed returns, people will dump the boring Walmart stock to buy the next AI flyer. And you'll be left holding the bag at the top. Over the next 5 years, I expect Walmart's earnings to grow at roughly 8 to 10% annually as their advertising and digital margins scale. However, because the stock prices front run that growth by about 3 years, your total return is going to be subpar. I predict Walmart will underperform the S&P 500 over the next 5 years. You're starting a marathon with a 10-pound weight on your ankles. That weight is a 40+% starting multiple. Even if you run a perfect race, you are not going to win. I'm not going to buy the safety lie. Real safety comes from buying quality assets at a discount. Today, Walmart is a quality asset at a massive premium. As always, thanks for watching. If you like this content, maybe check out the video here at the top of the screen for more analysis. And as always, we'll catch you in the next one.